Hello everyone, it's Invalid. Happy New Year. I was hoping to get this video out a little bit sooner, but it is what it is. There's so much to talk about, but I'm gonna try to keep this video focused. So the last video I put out, I more or less had a poll, kind of just asking you, what game do you guys want to see out of the list that I provided on screen? And between all those, it was Halo 2 or 4, Metro 2033, Doom 3, and Thief 2. And I want to talk a little bit about why I picked those games in the first place. With the Halo series, it's always had a special place in my heart, and for good reason. It's the age-old story, well, at least for millennials anyway, of going over to a friend's house and playing the co-op campaign for Halo 1 and 2. And then later on, as Halo 3 came out, playing multiplayer, having all the Forge and theater games, all the activities that you could do in there, watching videos on what people came up with in Forge. And then Halo Reach came out and didn't really completely change how the game played, but added a lot of new things to the game, like suit powers and whatnot, and a different control scheme for shooting grenades and all that stuff that was really weird to get used to. And then once you went back to the old games with a different setup, it was like, I'm trying to play this like Reach, it's not working. So Halo has a very special place in my heart. And with the release of Halo Infinite, I don't have a Windows 10 computer, so there's that whole struggle. But I'd also never played Halo 4, which is part of why I asked, do you guys want to see that? But the last Halo game I played on this channel was only the first one. It was only Combat Evolved. And I said at some point I was going to do Halo 2. And it's been 5 years now? It's been a long time. So that's where my reasoning for wanting to Let's Play Halo came from. There were a couple people that were interested in seeing Halo. I don't know, one of you guys commented and then you disappeared. I don't know what happened. Hopefully you're okay. But so right now there's technically only one vote for Halo, but that's fine. Metro 2033 is probably one of my favorite games of all time. Even more so than Last Light. I haven't played Metro Exodus because my computer isn't quite up to snuff for that, but it is what it is. But I'm a huge fan of the Stalker series. It's set in Chernobyl exclusion zone with mutants and anomalies and basically an immersive sim, right? Just love that game to bits. Metro 2033 was the game that introduced me to Stalker, because a lot of the development team came over from GSC Game World that worked on the Stalker series, and birthed Metro 2033, the game based on the novel. And it's more of the same, just post-apocalyptic, nuclear winter, just absolutely bizarre mutants and abominations and different factions of people all fighting in these underground tunnels. And really, really interesting takes on what a currency could be. The life that would be if you were in the metro, if you were in the Russian metro and a nuclear apocalypse happened and all life that was left in that area was in the metro. Yeah, it's still one of my favorite games of all time. It just has this grit to it that I just can't find anywhere else. It's absolutely amazing. Unfortunately, there was only one person that was interested in seeing Metro 2033, so I guess that won't be making a feature quite yet. But someday, that is absolutely a game that I want to play through. And especially since there's a Redux version of it that's been out for a few years that completely changes both the atmosphere and the visual quality of everything and adds a couple new mechanics that weren't in the original. But that's for another story. Doom 3 is kind of just the next installment in the Doom series, and Doom 3 was my introduction to the Doom series. I didn't know where the other two games went. All I knew was that this was called Doom 3, and there had to be previous installments for it. and that's what introduced me to Doom and making that a feature on my channel. But Doom 3 was probably my first real horror game. And I have a few stories with that too, of going over to my friend's house and playing it, and then watching playthroughs, and then playing it myself, and all these other things. It would be more kind of a nostalgia trip, and a look at where gaming was in 2004, 2005, when Doom 3 came out, around the same time that Half-Life 2 came out. And that's kind of why that entry is on there. It's the next installment in the Doom series, and I actually have a lot of personal attachment to it. There's a lot of story there for me as well. And there were a couple people that wanted to see Doom 3. There were 2 people actually that said, "Hey, show me the Doom 3 gameplay. Doom 3 is kind of a weird game, but it's cool nonetheless, right? So let's see it." What I was not expecting, however, was for Thief 2 to gain the majority, with 3 votes. I know, sounds like a lot of people, but people just really wanted to see Thief. And I'm cool with that. It's an absolute refinement on what the original Thief Gold was. And it'd be nice to play through a game in the Thief series that doesn't take me 7 years to play through it. It's almost a challenge to myself of, if I play through this game, I want to make sure that I'm consistent with it. That I'm playing through and getting the Let's Play done in less than a year. And putting out part after part, right? That's part of where I am with Thief 2. I don't have near the connection with it that I do with most of the other games that I've mentioned on this list. I don't have the experience with it. I'm not going to be able to tell you every little secret in this and that and the other thing, like I was with the first part of Thief Gold. But it's an absolute step up from the original Thief Gold. I just really wanted to say, hey, Thief 2, anyone interested? And apparently most people are interested in that. I did have a lot of comments about Deathly Hallows, and I do want to address that. I've already addressed that kind of in the comments on my last video, but I didn't really talk about it here. After Harry Potter and the Half-Blood Prince, with all the things that they did, I know it was more based on the movie, that's how it's been since like the 3rd game, or even the 2nd game really. But ever since that trend of basing the games more on the movies happened, with the story beats and everything like that, and presenting a lot of the visuals and in some ways even the gameplay elements, I was starting to feel less interested in the games. And the 6th game kind of hit me at a point where I realized that not only am I not interested in Harry Potter as a game franchise anymore, but I'm also not terribly interested in the series. And some of that is purely just burnout. People kept asking, "Ooh, what's the next game you're going to play? You going to play Harry Potter again? You going to play Harry Potter again?" That's one thing. If I know that the game is something I'm going to be excited about, then I'm all for, putting out another one. But when I have had 3 games in a row, 4, 5, even 5 was like a little rough around the edges, and 6, well, make it 4 games in a row, because I didn't like 3 all that much. When you have 4 games in a row that I just didn't like, that just didn't have that spark of imaginative gameplay, and didn't have the magic that really brought me into the Harry Potter universe in the first place, it's really hard for me to have any interest in playing the next installment, Deathly Hallows, when I already know, based on 30 minutes of playing through it myself and comments and what little I've seen in videos, that the game's not all that good. And sure, it may be great for a rant fest or something like that, but that's not really what I want to spend my time doing. I don't want to be spending my time getting angry at a game, knowing that it could have been so much better, knowing this and that and the other thing. That's not what I want to be about. That's not good for my mental health. That's not good for my emotional health. I'm not willing to put myself through that. So, as far as I'm concerned, Deathly Hallows may never be featured on this channel. Ever. So, yeah. For everybody that was asking about it in the last video, there was a reason I didn't put it in that video. So, just saying. I'm burned out on the series, and I don't know that I'll be interested in playing Hogwarts Legacy when it comes out either. That's just, I'm not the person to be looking at for that. That's not where I am anymore. With everything that happened over the past couple 3 years, with very scattered uploads, with everything like that, I really do want to get back into the rhythm of making videos at least once a week. Making that my minimum goal and being like, hey, I'm gonna make a video. Kind of like the easy one that I can always do. Just one video out a week, doesn't matter what it is, if it's part of a Let's Play or something else like that. If I get more videos out, awesome. But I'm at that point where I feel like I want to take YouTube more seriously. Pretty much since I started this channel, I've been saying it's just a hobby. I'm not doing this for the money or anything like that. And I'm still not. But I've been doing this for so long, I may as well take it more seriously. Not only for making more videos and increasing the quality of my videos and talking with you guys, but to just enjoy the process more and actually spend time on something that I want to do. And one of the things that I've learned in life is that no matter what you're doing, no matter what it is, no matter how long you've been doing it, no matter who it's with, it's not just an activity itself that is fun. It's your approach and it's your mindset towards it. And there's always something you can do to make something refreshing, to make something different, to make the same activity completely new and fun. And something to explore, because there's infinite depth to everything. And that was something I remembered and realized more again when I started picking up the guitar. I realized that in the middle of playing it, I'd get frustrated because I'd miss a note, or I couldn't get the string to ring out properly because I had my finger in the wrong place. But rather than getting frustrated and putting it down, I just tried it again. And there was the anticipation of doing it right. And there was the fun of learning different ways to hold the guitar. There was the fun of trying new chords and experimenting with how I could switch between chords. And you can do that for anything. I can do that for making YouTube videos. I can do that for music. I can do that for game development. I can do it for anything I want. I can do it for going out on a walk in the woods. The possibilities for making something fun are endless. What it really takes is a shift in your mindset. And that's true for pretty much anything, in all honesty. It's just, how do you approach it? Now, I say that knowing that full well that there's, like, calamities and stuff you generally don't want to see as fun, right? There's some other things where it's, it's kind of like a moral black area, where you just want to say, no, maybe that shouldn't be seen as fun. There's a reason for it, that we're wired biologically to not appreciate those kinds of things, right? But for day-to-day things like work, like eating, like, hell, even brushing your teeth, you can always do something to make it more interesting, or to make it more enjoyable. And sometimes the best way to do that is to just be with it. And sometimes, in the case of YouTube, the best way to do that is to just do other things on the channel that you're already passionate about. In my case, playing games, going back to my roots, playing games that I enjoy, that I know I enjoy. None of this blind Let's Play crap on a series that I'm already burned out on. So that's kind of my New Year's resolution for this channel. And I hate saying that because it makes this expectation of, oh, I'm gonna do really well on this for the first month and then immediately crash, because that's how most New Year's resolutions go. But I do want to take this channel more seriously, and I do want to make more videos, and I do want to play more games and share them with you guys. Games that I'm passionate about. Or even if not passionate about, that I have a connection with, that I enjoy. And some games don't do so well in the Let's Play format, other ones are great for it, some are better just for streaming or long, rambling videos. Oh, and then there's the whole algorithm thing on YouTube that makes it more frustrating, but at the end of the day, I just need to not pay attention to that too much, right? Because the algorithm is this fickle being that's pretty much like the weather. It's less about catering to the algorithm too much and just keep on keeping on what I enjoy and believe in doing. So. But that's it for this video. Thank you guys so much for listening to my ramblings. And Happy New Year. If you guys have anything that you want to do, maybe we can make this an accountability thing. Anything that you guys want to be doing, maybe once a week or more often, put it down in the comments. And if there's anything else that you guys want to share, I read every single comment, even the ones that I don't reply to anymore on my Harry Potter videos. So if there's anything you guys want to say, let me know. So yeah. Once again, thank you guys so much for watching. Thief 2 is going to be on the horizon, and following it pretty soon after is going to be Doom 3. And here's to hopefully a brighter and more productive 2022. Until the next video, guys, take care. Bye for now.